Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to Wild Magnolia Tarot. My name is Maddie, and this is your weekly reading for July 26th through August 1st. Quick disclaimer, this is a general reading and cannot possibly resonate with everyone. Take what applies to you and leave the rest. This reading is for this week, however, time is an illusion and the future is never set in stone. So, these messages may apply now, next week, last week, or never. If you feel this reading isn't for you, you're probably right. There are hundreds of wonderful readers on this platform who may have something more attuned to your situation this week. I cuss sometimes and I'm bad at sugarcoating, but anything I say comes from a place of love and understanding always. This channel is a judgment-free zone. This video is for entertainment purposes only. I am not a doctor, lawyer, physicist, neurologist, dentist, veterinarian, psychologist, or professor of any kind. I'm just a girl with a passion for the tarot, and anything that I say that resembles advice is based solely on my opinion and ever-evolving cornucopia of experiences and observations. Also, interpretations of the cards and little bits of information that may pop into my head intuitively from time to time. If you didn't catch all that, I will also post this disclaimer in the description. So, that being said, starting out with an archetype card this week, and you guys got the box. In very general terms, the box is any kind of thought or structure or societal expectation that limits an individual. So that idea of thinking outside the box. This is the box you want to think outside of. This is the box you want to break free of in order to, find meaning and really enjoy and live life to the fullest. Okay, the box can be toxic. The box can be lifeless or soulless. It can be draining to spend your whole life trying to operate completely within the confines of this box. And the advice that accompanies this card is to break free of the box, break free of the expectations of society, break free of, the structures that have been put in place to control and guide how people think, behave, and believe in their day-to-day lives. So that is going to be a major theme for you guys this week. Not really surprising for a Scorpio. And I love it. I do. Okay, so next I'll pull a card for cosmic energies that may be playing a role in your life this week, affecting you in some way, influencing your situation. We have the blue moon. Believe in the impossible. And how appropriate, right? That those things which the box and these structures tell you are impossible or unattainable. These are the things that you are being encouraged to believe in and entertain and explore. So, again, major themes for you guys this week. We'll go ahead now. We'll pull some cards from the tarot for you guys to figure out what specifically may be going on for some of you Scorpios out there. And again, I'll just repeat myself, this may not apply to all of you, but it will probably apply to at least some of you. And honestly, in one 30-minute reading for every Scorpio out there, some people will be enough. That's good. We'll call it good. Am I talking too much? Okay. So the first card we'll pull, we'll get just an update on the material part of your life. What's going on for Scorpio right now in the material? Money, finances, earthly things, security. All right, Scorpio. So the first card that I've got from the tarot for you guys, and this is in the position of the material part of your life this week, we have the Two of Arms, which in this deck is also the Two of Swords. So we have like a stalemate or a crossroads, a decision that needs to be made, but you're kind of stuck not deciding. Like you don't want to make a choice between two things, two paths, two options. And to just relate this real quick to the box card for a minute. Perhaps you're not satisfied with either option that is available to you. And then with this blue moon, right? Believe in the impossible. So perhaps for you, there is a third option that you have not considered yet or come up with yet. And this is why you have not yet made a decision regarding finances or resources or whatever physical, tangible situation that this is referencing for you specifically. This may be calling for some creative problem solving for you guys. Trying something new that hasn't been tried before. So now on the mental level for you guys, we have the Six of Arms, which is the Six of Swords. And this to me indicates that you need to move away from an old way of thinking. You need to move away from old ideas, but perhaps you still feel stuck in an old belief system, or you're still attached to an old way of thinking, an old way of seeing the world around you. And until you allow yourself to entertain a fresh perspective, you won't be able to move in the direction that will lead you to, success, prosperity, or just simply evolution and growth. So we'll go ahead and pull a card now for how you guys are doing emotionally. What may be going on for you guys, Scorpio, on the emotional level this week. We have the Three of Arms. Okay, so heartbreak, betrayal, painful lessons are indicated by this card. And honestly, because I dropped it on the floor just now, I don't know if it came out reversed or upright, and I always just put it upright if I'm not sure. But some kind of experience that was very painful for you is affecting you on an emotional level at this point in time. This is something that does need to be dealt with, and perhaps something that's going to pop up for you a lot this week within your situation or whatever you're going through this particular week. That's going to be a major theme or something that is, in the back of your mind at the very least. So now we'll pull a card for how you guys are doing on the spiritual level. 2 cards that came out for you guys on a spiritual level. We have the Five of Cups, and this came out also for Libra as well. But I have shuffled these cards very well, in my opinion. So, some repeating themes for multiple different people this week. Ugh. Okay, sorry. So the Five of Cups, loss, grief, bereavement, mourning. Right next to this Three of Swords, to me, this Five of Cups is indicating potentially that you may be dwelling on bad feelings from the past or something negative that occurred in your past that it's time to let go of. Something that, actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and tell you what other card came out with that real fast. We got the Hierophant, and that did come out in reverse with this Five of Vials or this Five of Cups. And notice that the Hierophant is the 5th major arcana card in the deck. So this could indicate restricting beliefs that you may be dealing with or operating under at this point in time, or that you need to let go of in order to, really embrace forgiveness and release in this process. You may also be repulsed by traditional spiritual and religious practices and beliefs, spiritual systems that are in place on earth right now, Christianity, major religions of any kind, really. Perhaps because of whatever this trauma is from the past, that, the topic of spirituality just kind of leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Like, you're not comfortable with it. You don't agree with how it has been portrayed and how it has been forced upon you in your life. And so you kind of shy away, potentially, from spirituality in general. But this brings us back to the box again, where perhaps the lesson here for you guys is to find your own spirituality in a different way, that, in a new way that nobody else follows, in a way that is significant and unique to you and you alone, and how you think and how you perceive the unseen realms of life on this planet or in the universe, whatever. But there's definitely several cards already in this reading, okay, including the Six of Arms, the Hierophant in reverse, and the Box, and the Blue Moon. All of these cards indicate that traditional ways of thinking and traditional ways of making decisions do not apply to you in this situation. Like, they don't work for you. And you have to blaze your own trail, basically. You have to create a system of your own that reflects your values, that you can live by happily without having to compromise your own personal beliefs or, your own integrity, basically. There's just a lot of bullshit out there that you don't buy. You're just not buying it. And it's not necessarily that you're not a spiritual person. It's not necessarily that you don't believe in anything. It's just that you can't believe in what's been sold to you and fed to you and forced down your throat your whole life. And that is understandable. So this is why you're going to really feel drawn to making your own way, finding your own truth. You may be a bit of a philosopher, right? You may also, you may be intrigued by the idea of Gnosticism. Yeah, things of that nature. We'll get more cards on the table before I spit anything else out on that. So the next card I'm going to pull for you guys is just a general description of a situation that you may be encountering this week. We have the Seven of Vials in reverse. So some kind of, this could indicate fantasy or, ways of thinking or ways of believing that are just, not aligned with reality, not aligned with your truth. So the idea is that you have these 7 cups to choose from, 7 cups to drink from, and each cup has something different in it. And some of them have good things, some of them have bad things, and you are stuck having to choose the right cup to drink from. And with the 7 of Vials in reverse, I almost get the sense like you're realizing that they're all bad. All 7 cups. None of them have anything for you. None of them have anything that's good for you or right for you. And again, taking us back to the Box, where you're going to have to just go make your own cup and then fill it with whatever you want, because what's being offered to you, what's available to you at this point of time is not right for you at all. So now we'll see what challenges may occur for you guys this week. Challenges for Scorpio this week as they go and make their own cups. Okay, so we have the 9 of Arms and we have it in reverse. So this tells me that there may be a lot of anxiety under the surface for you guys, or nightmares, worries and fears that may be affecting you this week and challenging you and getting in your way of kind of breaking free of your box. But because it is in the reverse position, I feel that this is going to be something that you might get over and get past quite quickly, just with a little bit of logic and spit and duct tape. Like, you can really just kind of reason your way through that fear in order to seek something better for yourself, a better system for you personally to live by. One more challenge that Scorpio may deal with this week, please. So we've got the Sun card. So for the Sun to be coming out in the challenge position, or as a challenge for you guys this week, then perhaps you find it difficult to be happy right now. Whether it's because you are bogged down by, insecurities, worries, and fears, or perhaps it's because being in a state of unknowingness is very, destabilizing for you. Then you may have a hard time figuring out what happiness even is. Like, maybe you're getting hung up on defining happiness for yourself. Maybe you're overthinking it. So a challenge for you guys this week. We have the 9. Okay, 9 of Swords in reverse and the Sun. Something here is getting in the way of you figuring out what would even make you happy. There's a lot of self-exploration that may be necessary here for some of you guys, to really figure out what your values are, right? In order to build your own system that reflects your values, you have to be familiar with and understand, at least to some degree, what is important to you, what you believe to be true, and how, what the rules or the concepts that you want to live by. And until you can sort all that out, then happiness is going to seem like a very distant, mythical creature that you can't seem to quite grasp or get your hands on, or even prove that it exists. But I assure you that it does exist. At least this mythical creature does. Happiness. And it really is just going to take some time for you to, explore and, reflect. You may need to spend a lot of time with yourself alone to figure out exactly what is important to you at this time and, in general throughout your life. And this will be based on your experiences. This may be based on some ideas that you've heard from other people that are kind of like avant-garde, or just, very unpopular ideas or belief systems. So, and you also may draw a lot of inspiration from many different places, and construct something altogether new for yourself that seems to answer the questions that you have, in a way that satisfies you. So next card we'll go ahead and pull a couple cards for advantages that are available to you guys this week. Ways that you guys will be at an advantage in your situation this week. So we have the Five of Arms, which usually this has to do with defeat. Okay. But perhaps, and disappointment. Defeat, disappointment. So for disappointment, it's so funny. Happiness is your challenge. Disappointment is your advantage. So in a very literal manner of interpreting this, perhaps you are just used to being disappointed, right? Perhaps you were never necessarily drawn into the illusion of perfection and, maybe the words "the American dream" just mean nothing to you. When bad things happen around you, you're not surprised. When belief systems fail people, that's not a shocker. You're used to being disappointed. You're used to things not being what they seem. And so when, lies or untruths are revealed to you, they don't knock you over. They don't shake your foundations. They don't blow your life apart. You're just like, yeah, that figures. And so in a way, this is an advantage for you because you're almost more of an immovable force that way. You're not easily bothered. And this is going to allow you to really explore all different modalities of belief and thinking. And, part of that is going to be exploring, the darker side of life, which as a Scorpio makes perfect sense. So because you are very familiar with disappointment and you've kind of figured out how to move forward despite it, anything that you come across that is disappointing to you is not going to destroy you. You're very, I don't want to use the word calloused, but you're definitely tough. You have a tough exterior. Nice exoskeleton, right? Nothing can really penetrate into your heart, or, and perhaps that's because something did once, because we do have this Three of Swords up here, right? So actually, callous might be the right word. You're hardened just a little bit, and that's okay. It's a natural process, and I think that it's going to benefit you because you're going to easily be able to discern what is real from what is not real on your path as you move towards figuring out where life holds meaning for you and what happiness means for you. One more card of it for an advantage for Scorpio this week, please. And we have the Agent of Zent, which is also the the Knight of Pentacles. Oh my lord. So this is your ability to be practical and responsible. This is your ability to focus in on, you know, the mundane responsibilities of everyday life. This is also, there's an element of patience with the Knight of Pentacles, where you recognize just how much time and hard work it takes to accomplish something, whether it be in the material realm or even just to accomplish growth and understanding. Like, you're not necessarily in a hurry. In fact, let's look here. How many do we have? Any wands here? No fire energy whatsoever. So this is a slow process for you, but you're okay with that. You already expected that. You know that all good things that hold great meaning take a lot of time to develop. And so you're perfectly fine with moving through this process at a slower pace in order to take it all in order to gather as much information as you can, in order to really think through everything that you come across, in order to figure out in your mind what is within your truth and what is outside of it. So one more card from the tarot. Give us an idea of what your lesson may be this week. What is the lesson for Scorpio this week? Okay, so we have, there's our Wands energy, the Eight of Wands or Eight of Wires in reverse. Okay, so upright, this would indicate fast-moving energy, you know, a lot of momentum. So upside down, to me, the Eight of Wires could, again, be describing, you know, the slow pace of the process, taking your time. It could also indicate, in a way, you know, being stuck in something, or perhaps like energy or a lack of movement for you at this point in time. And this could also, you know, this could be shown as procrastination or a creative block of some kind, or just being in a situation that's not really going anywhere at the moment, but there is a reason for that. If that's your lesson, then perhaps the lesson is to stop and be still and, you know, just observe and be in the moment without, you know, any external distractions or expectations of anything, really, without having a plan, without, you know, having a constant goal that you're trying to achieve. You are happy, or you are learning how to be content at the very least in stillness, in just being in the present moment. There's also an element here of patience as well, because the Eight of Wires in reverse can indicate impatience. So perhaps there's a lesson in there for you. If you do find that you can be impatient from time to time, then perhaps this is allowing you an opportunity to get comfortable with being more patient and allowing things to occur in their own divine timing. Sip of my water. My throat hurts. Okay. So we'll go ahead. We will move to the Oracle cards now. First card I'm going to pull for you guys is something to signify what past influences may be affecting your situation at this time. Past influences that may be at play and affecting you guys this week. Past influences for Scorpio, please. Okay, so we have the Morrigan, the Weaver of Fate. It says antipathy, introspection, and opposition. Okay, so you are potentially a bit of a rebellious character, a wild child, a nonconformist, very rock and roll, perhaps. Maybe I'm stretching it there. I don't know. But for this to be a past influence on you, then this is this may not necessarily be a negative thing at all. Your rebellious nature is what is allowing you to strive for breaking free of the confines of, you know, societal beliefs and structures that you were raised with that don't serve you, that quite frankly you just don't believe in. And your ability to, reject the status quo, this is what's going to allow you to push forward in your process without being hung up on expectations of other people, expectations of society, or any kind of desire really to be someone that you're not. Like, you don't feel like you have to be somebody that somebody else wants you to be. You're happy to just do your own thing and figure out your own way and live your own life. And this is going to be very helpful to you in the process of breaking free of your box. Everybody's box. It's a big box. There's lots of people in that box. So next card I'm going to pull a card from my Pretty Enigma deck, and this is going to be a card that may signify what could be going on in your subconscious this week, something that could be affecting you that perhaps you're not necessarily consciously aware of at this time. So what's going on in the subconscious for Scorpio? I laughed because you got the Scorpion, and actually two came out for you guys. We have the Scorpion, and then we have the Obelisk. 6 and 12. Look at that. Kind of want to look at all the other numbers on the table now. Okay. Anyway, you are very powerful, and you're coming into your own power. And part of that is through creativity and creating new ideas, creating a new way of life. Like, this is you expressing your power. And then we have the Scorpion, okay? The Scorpion, and this could be just referencing you at your core, because you are Scorpio. So you could be, you could actually have a very good understanding of yourself and what is operating within you on the subconscious level. You may actually be very in tune with, your quote-unquote dark side, if you will. There is another aspect to the Scorpion, now that I think about it, because it's kind of seen as a dangerous creature. Okay, it's got its stinger. It can kill people. It is very sneaky and silent and, quite frankly, terrifying. And perhaps that could reflect you to a degree on the inside. Like, you, not necessarily that you're negative or that you're bad or that you intend to hurt people at all, but you are so powerful, and you have like some hidden ability, some hidden strengths within you that either you are aware of and you choose to keep a secret, or that you're not aware of that you may come to discover in this process. But whatever the case, like, you are a force to be reckoned with. And not just because of the Scorpion card being, the Scorpion being venomous, and not just even because you're very powerful, but I mean, you're rebellious, okay? So you cannot be controlled mentally. You cannot be brainwashed. You cannot be manipulated. And we go back up here for a second to this, where did it go? This 5 of Cups up here in the spiritual. Oh wait, no, excuse me, the 5 of Arms. So, being used to disappointment, having low expectations of the world around you to begin with, not going along with the status quo, not being fooled by the lies that are used to control other people. You really are, in a way, dangerous. You're very dangerous to the system as a whole, because if you were to spread your ideas and many people were to start to think like you and live like you, then the structures that have been held together simply by, I don't want to call it mind control because that sounds very dramatic, but I mean, essentially, the rules of society that have been in place for centuries, okay, these really, they're not physical. It's just something that a bunch of people agree on without fully understanding their roots, and that is all that holds society together. And so people like you who realize that it's just an idea, Like, just an idea controls an entire population of people on this continent. To realize that you could easily not believe in that idea and therefore not be controlled by that idea, that makes you dangerous. And if you can spread that awareness to other people, that makes you even more dangerous, because, you know, there are people, entities, companies, governments who are very invested in keeping people within the confines of the societal structures that have been put in place to control people and use people. So yes, that's what's lurking in your subconscious. Basically, the ability to bring down the whole structure of how people think and act and make decisions. Moving on to energies that you may be attracting this week. What energies may Scorpio be attracting this week? Okay, so we have the Rat. Purge and simplify. This can be on a physical level for you guys. This could be on a mental or emotional level. Okay, there's a lot of extra junk that you might need to be letting go of, clearing out, purging, simplifying your life, simplifying your home, simplifying your belief system or your values, right? Simplifying your own expectations or what you want out of life, and purging negative energy, purging, you know, feelings and emotions that don't serve you. So coming back up here in this emotional pain, right? This 3 of Arms energy, as well as the 5 of Cups energy, purging all of that, you know, all that pain that doesn't serve to do anything other than hold you back. That is kind of the energy that you're going to be attracting this week. So you may be receiving or encountering a lot of opportunities to dump your burdens here or there, to just let go of a lot this week, and take advantage of that to the best of your ability, if you're able to recognize when those opportunities present themselves to you. And I think that you probably will, because you're pretty in tune intuitively, in my opinion, from my understanding of Scorpio. So okay, next card I'm going to pull a card from the Literary Witches Oracle, and this is going to be a card for something that you guys can let go this week, something in specific, because with this Purge and Simplify card, obviously there's going to be a lot of things that you're going to be letting go of, and it's not really even going to be that hard for you, because you're going to be like, oh, I don't need that anymore, and you're just going to throw it over your shoulder and never look back. But perhaps there's something that you could use getting rid of that you haven't considered, and that's what we're going to see if we can figure out right now. What can Scorpio let go of to make the process easier next week? I can't say this woman's name, but it is beautiful, and I wish that I could pronounce it. But the card is Rebellion. So for this to be something that you could let go, you know, perhaps this rebellious drive from your past, from when you were younger, while it served you then to allow you to think outside the box and operate outside the box, now it is time to let go of like a more immature concept of rebellion, because now it's not necessarily about revolt or rebellion, and now it's more about, you know, finding your path or carving out your own path. You don't need to fight anymore. You don't need to rage against the machine anymore. You've done that. You've learned what you needed to from you know, from that mindset, from that attitude, and now you can let that go, and you can focus on, you know, specifically on what lies ahead for you now that you are no longer bound by those old ideas. And I'm grabbing another card off the floor real quick that came out for you guys alongside it. So we got 2 cards for what you can let go. Okay, so we have the Elixir. Okay, so this can be literal, This could be some substance that you consume regularly that you don't need anymore, or that you need to let go of in order to move forward on your path. Because this could also have something to do with, it could have something to do with your health, if there's something, a behavior, or a medication you take. Really anything that could affect your health, anything that you consume into your body. It is a very physical energy, this elixir card. Okay, so this is something, I mean, it could literally be alcohol, right? Because we have this wine glass here with its little ghost, wine ghost, which if every bottle of wine came with its own ghost, I might drink wine too. But letting go of rebellion, but also letting go of, it's almost like you're letting go of rebellion and you're letting go of partying. So that's interesting for sure. I'm getting very like 1980s punk vibes from this reading right now, which is fun. Nothing wrong with that. Everything has its time and its place. So we'll go ahead and we'll move on now. I'm going to pull a couple cards for strengths that you have that you can use to your advantage at this time. Perhaps something that you can tap into that will allow you to let go of these things here. So first we have peace. Your ability to be peaceful, to find peace within yourself instead of searching outward for, that peace, basically. Like, you don't have to chase peace. You don't have to look for it. You already have it. And it's just all about allowing yourself to be still and exist in a peaceful state without letting outside influences consume your mind and take up all your attention. I get one more for you guys, one more strength card for you guys. I said one more, so it gave me two. Appreciation, okay? So your ability to appreciate what you have, appreciate what is in front of you, and appreciate, the little things in life that may hold meaning for you specifically. Maybe nobody else, but at least for you. And these things are enough to keep you going and to keep you curious and to allow you to feel contentment on your journey as you move forward, trying to make a new way of life for yourself. And then the other card that came out is patience. And we actually already talked about this earlier with this Eight of Wands in reverse. Okay, so you are a very patient person, and you have a very clear understanding of how things like this just take a lot of time. This is very deep spiritual work that you're doing, even if it's, reflecting on every level or every dimension of life. So on the physical, on the mental, on the emotional, this is still a very spiritual journey that you are on, where you're creating your own path, and it is your understanding and your ability to be patient that is going to ultimately allow you to stay on the path that is truest to you specifically. So now I'll go ahead and I'll pull a couple of cards for advice for you guys. Advice for Scorpio for this upcoming week. So I've kind of already covered this, but it came out. So release and let go. Okay, this relates back to the purge and simplify. Whatever it is that you realize plays a role in your life that you don't need anymore, let it go. You don't need it. You probably don't even feel attached to it. It's just been there for so long that you kind of just forgot about it. Anything that you have going on, this could also be referring to whatever this elixir card may be referring to. It's just time to release and let go. And I think that you, on an individual level, whoever you are, you probably have a better idea of what that's referring to than I do. And if that applies to you, then something probably just popped into your head right away when you heard me say that. You know what you need to let go of. Whether or not you choose to follow that advice, that's on you. That's your choice. And that's all I'll say on that. So we'll get one more card of advice for Scorpio. One more advice card for Scorpio, please. Okay. We have journey. Okay, and underneath that it says imagination. So this actually goes perfectly with everything that I've just said, throughout this reading. Like, using your imagination, you're on a journey right now, and you can create whatever path, whatever life you want for yourself, because you're not bound by, what somebody else told you was possible. Anything is possible for you, because you don't operate by the same rules. So you can use your imagination. You can really just create whatever you want. Like, the Magician card didn't come out, but truly you are the magician in this reading. Yeah, you can make your life whatever you want. You have the power, you have the knowledge, and you have the freedom. So I suppose the advice here would be to take advantage of that. So now I'll just pull a couple cards from the Lenormand deck for a potential outcome for this week for you guys. Potential outcome for Scorpio this week. Okay, so the first card we have is the Coffin. I'll get one more on the table because these are always read in pairs. And then we have the Sun. To me, this is a death that allows for illumination, revelation, and happiness for you. So a major change or a breakthrough that occurs for you as you move through this process that really does allow you to finally realize what happiness is for you. And do keep in mind, this is the second time that a Sun card has come out for you guys. So I do feel like this happiness, these realizations, these are right around the corner for you. This isn't something, this is not out of reach by any means. You're right on the edge between who you are now and who you will be in this energy of happiness and contentment and understanding. So in this case, I think the Coffin card is very positive for you guys, because you're going to wrap up the end of an old cycle, and you're going to be able to bring in a new cycle for yourself that is completely determined by what you want out of life. And you really, honestly, you just can't ask for much more than that, you guys. You've got it. Like, you're creating your life exactly how you want it. And that's awesome. So keep up the good work. Don't forget to think outside that silly little box. If you guys enjoyed this reading, if it resonated, please like this video and subscribe for notifications so you can get updated when I upload every week. And of course, if it didn't resonate, look elsewhere. Fair enough. Until next time, thank you guys for joining me, and I will see you guys next week.